Hello and a very warm welcome to my channel. This morning, we give you a piece of breaking news. The royal fans mocked Meghan and Harry as freeloaders when Mohammed Hadid is building a 4-story mega mansion on 100 acres of land next door to the royal couple's Beverly Hills hideout. Yesterday, Daily Mail reported, notorious property developer Mohammed Hadid is building a giant mega mansion next door to Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Beverly Hills hideout. The father of supermodels Bella and Gigi Hadid, who so infuriated neighbors at the other mega mansion he built in Bel Air that a judge ordered it to be torn down, owns a 100-acre spread of hillside land near Hollywood tycoon Tyler Perry's $18 million estates where the royal couple is now living. But, at least he can pay for it, unlike Meghan and Harry, who are almost 40-year-old couch surfers. After being banished from Kensington Palace, they've lived under the Heathrow flight path, and now next to a massive building site. It is obvious now why this property was available for them to move into. Poor Harry doesn't understand what he's getting into. Accepting to stay in a mansion that belongs to a person that he doesn't even know. Back where I come from, this wouldn't be considered a very wise move. Someone has to remind poor Harry that there is no free lunch in Hollywood or anywhere else. Back to this report, Hadid has started building a 55,000 square foot colossus on the land, almost twice the size of his half-built house in Bel Air that's about to be demolished, and it will boast 4 stories, 15 bedrooms, 22 bathrooms and 2 swimming pools. But Daily Mail TV has learned Hadid recently ran into trouble with Los Angeles city planners over the new mega mansion. Hadid, 71, has spent years quietly buying up several parcels of land that together make up the 100 acres of prime Beverly Hills real estate neighboring Prince Harry and Meghan's sprawling ultra-luxury home. The mogul ran into trouble when he fenced off part of the picturesque Hastane Trail, a popular hiking route through Coldwater Canyon that's also close to the royal home, because it was on his land. Protesting hikers went to court in 2012 and a judge ordered Hadid to take the fence down. However, I find it funny how they describe it as a royal house when neither of them is royal. That's so cringeworthy to say when they don't actually pay rent with free food and the internet. I'd be humiliated to be living in a community where everyone else bought their houses but I was a squatter. These two seem not to feel embarrassment though and still think they're the main attraction. Now we see why it was reported that Charles told Harry to be patient. To do things right would take some time, as there were lots of things to work through in preparation for their orderly departure from the royal family. But Harry and Markle are like impulsive children. They jumped the gun and bolted for Canada. If they'd listened to Charles, they could have put their ducks in a row, and actually had a home of their own upon their arrival in North America. The problem was, they never intended just to go to North America. They lied when they said they were going to live in Canada, and everyone knew it. Markle's grand plan was to return to Los Angeles. Their lie bought them a little time, but the pandemic caught them short. They fled Vancouver under cover of night, like refugee immigrants with their bags, baby, and 2 dogs in tow, totally dependent upon the kindness of strangers in Los Angeles. What nimrods, and how embarrassing for Charles. Meanwhile, in the other news, in releasing her own gorgeous pictures of her children, the Duchess of Cambridge has rewritten the royal history books. Kate has captured our hearts with her camera. The images are strikingly modern, yet timeless, classic yet cute, epic-defining yet intimate. Bravo to the photographer whose portraits of the royal children will not only illustrate the history books, but rewrite them. Of course, the most astonishing thing about these portraits is that they were taken not by a professional photographer, but by the Duchess of Cambridge herself. She broke with tradition early in motherhood, releasing her own photos of Prince George. Observers were pleasantly surprised at the quality of the images. Since then, her skills with the camera have got better and better, to the point where even seasoned professionals are wowed. Former official royal photographer Jane Fincher, who was one of the late Princess of Wales's favorites, says, she's got a very good eye and has produced some really lovely images. She's also got the advantage, the huge advantage, of being their mum. One of the most important things when photographing children is getting eye contact with them. That's not a problem for her. It's perhaps the ultimate accolade for the Duchess that Jane admits to being a little envious of the images Kate has managed to produce. Remember that the technology has improved immensely, and obviously she doesn't have the pressure of only having a set time to complete a shoot. But you do look at the images and think, this is an amateur and she's got better pictures than I ever did. Greenwich-based photographer Andrea Whalen, who specializes in family portraiture, has taken a keen interest in the Duchess's work, and admits she too would have been proud to have taken some of the most recent shots. She says, any professional would be, there are some that are iconic. The shot of Prince Louis finger painting is technically impressive, getting the hands in focus is important and shows that the photographer knows what they're about, and the rainbow colors capture not just a family moment, but a national one. The image of Prince Charles hugging little Prince Louis is gorgeous. It's beautifully lit. It captures a side of Prince Charles that we aren't used to seeing, which is why it's striking and memorable. I'd have loved to have taken that picture. Andrea was also particularly struck by the portraits of Princess Charlotte that were released to celebrate her 5th birthday earlier this month. The Duchess studied art history at St. Andrews, she points out. Well, it shows. The portraits of Charlotte where she was delivering food in Norfolk are stunning. They aren't just lovely family snaps, they show that Kate has a great understanding of light. What you are looking at is the classic Rembrandt technique. She singles out one shot, with Charlotte in a gingham dress looking determinedly to the camera, arms folded. In short, these are images taken by someone who knows exactly what they are doing. No luck involved. The Duchess herself has spoken of the power of photos in capturing a mood, even a national mood. At the launch of the virtual gallery project Hold Still, where she appealed to all of us to upload the images of our lockdown experiences, she summed up her love of the art form. She was modest about her own skills, joking about how she should have taken a picture of her messy self after capturing the colorful images of Prince Louis, insisting, I am very much an amateur photographer. I learn along the way, but during this time I've spent lots of time picking up my camera and taking photographs of the children because they are always around us and we're doing stuff together, which has been great. The images collated as part of this project, which she launched with the National Portrait Gallery, will be a lasting testament to an extraordinary chapter in British history. Of course, the younger Kate Middleton understood and was fascinated by the power of the photograph. At St. Andrews she did a dissertation on Alice in Wonderland author Lewis Carroll, who was also a keen photographer. And all through university, Kate was to be found experimenting with her own photography, and going out of her way to learn from the best. One of those who became a friend and mentor was celebrity photographer Alistair Morrison, who ran a gallery in Windsor and who is lauded for his portraiture. How prescient. Perhaps she would have pursued a career in photography whatever, but in terms of finding her dream subjects the Duchess struck gold with her own children, and it is interesting that it was through them that her skills were honed. It's increasingly clear that with the Duchess's own photography we are seeing the merging of a mother's desire to capture those special family moments with a more artistic approach. This is also a woman who knows that every image she allows to be released will be pored over, both now and in decades to come. The message from Kate, via these photos, is unequivocal: the Cambridge children are like everyone else's, delightful but ordinary. What's interesting is that there are no royal trappings, says Andrea Whalen. Her subjects fill the frame. There are rarely any wider lifestyle shots. The way she shoots and what she chooses to show us, says a lot. In short, no views of castles or crowns. She's releasing images that are more likely to portray the family as people like you and me. Her backgrounds are minimal and clear of distractions, which is key to strong portraits. Some images really are timeless, and that's the case with some of the Duchess of Cambridge's most recent photos, which have been released in black and white. This suggests she is being increasingly confident with her editing, says Andrea Whalen. The Duchess continues to learn from the best, and to pass on her own skills. 1 year ago, she was named as the new patron of the prestigious Royal Photographic Society, succeeding the Queen. She has taken part in several workshops for children. She's also embraced the challenge of taking portraits of subjects who are not part of her family. Earlier this year she commemorated Holocaust Memorial Day with a series of portraits of survivors and their families. The shots, in the style of the Dutch artist Vermeer, are highly stylized. Family portraits still, but ones with a specific tone. Doubtless, the Duchess's images will continue to captivate. There is one thing about them, though, that's a bit sad. Like all images taken by a doting mother, they lack her in them. And you? What do you think about the Duchess of Cambridge? Please let me know in the comment section below and we talk about her. Remember to like and share my video for anyone you think they need it, also as subscribe to my channel to get more news from the royal family. Now, goodbye and see you in the next videos.